Guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. As I promised in the first video today that I will upload a second video, and we are only going to have a quick look at the S&P 500, the most important index in the United States. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Without further ado, let's start diving in. As I said, this is the S&P 500 and it looks like we finally broke the most important resistance that came in from the top January 2022. Resistance once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and it looks like right now we are breaking through, or actually it happened yesterday. And matter of fact, if we are really zooming in, and then let me take the hourly candles, then you can see that it looks like we are even bouncing off that support and resistance line. And with that then being said, then the question is, okay, how much further can we go? You know my bias. I actually want us to go down to revisit that 3500. I will talk about it in a minute, but first let's look at the bull side. Because if we are really going much higher, it could open up the door also for other indexes, and of course also for crypto to then go much higher, because usually Bitcoin kind of moves parallel to S&P 500. So if they're pumping, then also Bitcoin pumps, and the other way around. The levels that actually really need to be taken out are best shown on the daily and on the weekly, because above us we have this yellow line at approximately 4171. That has been a very important support and resistance already for a very long time. Let's take it actually from here. You can see the candles, a few green candles here was a resistance. Here it was very important resistance. Then we broke through, then it was the resistance here again. This one was not so clean. Then it was resistance here again, and then we had this week that was resistance again. So actually you want to of course see that taken out, and what even would be nicer, and that is better visible on the weekly, is that if we are going higher, not only take out that yellow resistance line again at 4170, but to maybe create a weekly higher high than this one, because this is actually pretty close towards each other. So if we then just go up to make an equal high and then go down again, that actually would not be so nice. What I would like to see if you are on the bull side is maybe even create an equal high or take it out, then retest this as support, and then to go higher again, and then eventually it is just a matter of taking out the highs, this one and this one, but I think it will still take some time. I took some data earlier this year to see what usually happens after such a terrible year as what we had last year, and then I think there's more than 80% chance that the year after is then usually a green year. Now I was pretty neutral and flat in my bias, and yes, we still have approximately 11.5 months to go, but I said I think the S&P 500 will probably go out at or around the zero line, or maybe 3, 4, 5% up or down. That is still way off the 10% average yearly return on the S&P 500. But I think I also stated this last month or the month before. We had 3 years in a row where we had a plus of 20%, which is then 60, and we had 1 year of a minus 20%, which makes it an average on 40 in 4 years, is exactly on the long year average. So in that sense, actually we are exactly on track, and if we want to now then respect the multi-year average, we should get a return of approximately 10%. One interesting thing that I actually saw on the 1 hour is that if I put a support or a trend line, support and resistance line here, right here at these candles where we topped out yesterday, then you can see on the 1 hour that this has also been an important support and resistance actually for quite a long time. You can see that there was resistance here, here, one support here. For a few candles it was support here, eventually until we bounced high and then broke it through, and then of course there was also important support here, resistance. So there you can see that oh sorry, that was actually the white line. So there you can see that some levels are actually being very much respected, and they are so extremely important as support and resistance. So that is exactly at 4050. If we are going lower, and again I have said this already many times, I want us actually to go lower to retest or to take out this 3500. Then we can also take a liquidity at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very important lows. So you can see that underneath these lows there's just a lot of liquidity, so there are longs. They probably have to stop just underneath the lowest candle or wick, and if you then just one more time going lower, then you're really taking it out. Now yes, you could then zigzag up again and you could have the exact same pattern, and you would say, well, then you want to see again a move down. So that is then kind of an endless endless story, but this is almost too good not to take out, because there are just so many levels. If we do, for now, the most important one, and that is really still measured from this top and the bottom, is then the golden pocket at 37.40 till 37.60. Have not taken it out yet. We danced here around the 0.5 on the fib retrace, and then we went higher. And you can see also where I drew the box that last time we just dipped really into the box and then went higher. Now watch if I pull a fib retracement from this high right here to this low, so that's then really measured from the low that we, that is this one right here. Yeah, and then you can see, so the lows here until the top that we put in here, then you can see that we also went back to the golden pocket and then to the upside. It is sometimes scary how the fib retracement levels are being respected almost to the dollar. And now of course we're bouncing off and we're breaking out. So far it does not happen with a lot of volume. Also on the bigger time frames, doesn't look all too bad, but I cannot really say, oh my god, it's so bullish, there is still so much more upside to go. I am still a little bit surprised by so far the strength of the move. Is really like on the 1st of January we just flipped the page on the book and suddenly everything turned to be bullish. So that actually in the bull side of course is a good story, but it is just a difference between day and night really. So is this now a confirmed breakout? I also say this on Twitter. For me, it isn't, because we are really looking at this at a very big macro time frame. I mean, let's be honest, this came in from beginning of 2022, so we're more than a year. And just one candle above is not really right away for me confirmed breakout. Yes, you could say on the hourly we're now getting the retest. If we go higher, it is successful. But if, let's say, in maybe a couple days we eventually break lower, it was then just a fake out. So therefore I would also say, since we're looking at this on such a big time frame, also make sure that you have your confirmation on a bigger time frame. So the best actually would be a weekly close, not only above this white line, because let's be honest, it's just a trend line that we put in ourselves, but also above this yellow line right here, again at 4,050, because then we really also surpassed this important resistance that has been support and resistance already for a very long time. If that happens, then I think we can say it already looks much better, and then again we have that very important one also at 4,171. If we're going lower, of course the golden pocket, like I said already earlier, then I want us to go down to just breach this block that we put in. Then the golden pocket, that already would be nicer, because then we're also taking liquidity out here. But the real gem for me would be to go lower, make it equal low, something like a big W pattern, and then to go eventually higher. That would actually be super nice, and then I am totally satisfied and we can go to the quote-unquote moon. If you think I'm wrong, or you're looking at something completely else, or maybe you take a bit more fundamentals in account, please let me know in the comments. I'm really curious what you guys think. I'm not really trading this super actively. I'm just using it as a leading indicator to what kind of crypto is doing, same as what I'm doing for DXY. So if you like the content, please again guys, do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the bell, click, and also you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think that's useful, and of course feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Like I said earlier before, I am updating you there during the day quite a lot, so absolutely feel free to check that out. It is completely for free. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.